Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Joy from Ikamva Youth. We are an after-school program that's run by youth for youth, and the whole point is to enable disadvantaged learners to pull themselves and each other out of poverty through education. We're currently working in 9 different townships across the country, and we're growing quite fast, so this map is getting more dots all the time. Oh, I went the wrong way. So we've been operating since 2003, and our first matric cohort was in 2005. So our matric results, all combined since 2005, have yielded a 90% matric pass, and 45% of these passes have been bachelor passes. Generally, it's about between 70 and 80% of our learners get either a diploma or a bachelor pass. And the whole mission of what we're trying to do is to ensure that learners access post-school opportunities. These results are particularly significant given that our learners generally choose more difficult subjects. So the majority are taking maths and science. You can see here compared to the national subject choices and then also our feeder schools. So since 2005, 80% of our learners have accessed either tertiary education, learnerships, or jobs within 2.5 to 3 months after matriculating. This is really where our measurement has focused until now. We, at the moment, are running an alumni survey of all the people who've come through our program. So we're currently looking at retention and throughput at tertiary levels and how much people are earning in their jobs, because that's ultimately going to tell us whether or not people are out of poverty and how their lives have changed. So I wanted to talk about the lessons that we've learned about how we do things. Essentially, we're an after-school program where learners come at a minimum of 3 times a week, 2 afternoons after school and Saturday mornings. And we work in small groups. We don't teach anything. We don't deliver any content. So the learners bring the work that they need help with. All of our program delivery is done by volunteers. So our tutors and mentors are mostly university students. When the learners arrive, there's 1 tutor to 5 learners. And this individual attention is the thing that builds confidence, builds ability to speak and understand English, and also I think builds massive aspiration, because these tutors are mostly young people who used to be learners in the program. So but it's 3 out of 5 of the learners who are part of our program then become volunteers. So they are real role models. They live in the same communities and they're doing amazing things. They're going to tertiary education and they're showing that it's really possible. And they're making it normal that one would access tertiary education or some kind of learnership or job after matriculating, as opposed to just staying at home and not doing anything. So basically, you can see here from the way that the circle goes around, that's really just how we work. Our volunteer tutors and mentors are the key. And this year, they are providing just over 8 million rands worth of tutoring free of charge. And most of these young people are from disadvantaged backgrounds themselves. They're amazing. And I think the reason why they keep coming 2-3 times a week and then 2 solid weeks during the school holidays when we run winter schools is because each branch operates as its own family, really. So each volunteer is part of the branch committee, which makes decisions about how things are happening. They come together, they look at the problems, they solve them together, they hold each other to account, and they have autonomy in the decision-making about how things run. And I think this ownership is the key aspect about why people stay involved and why they're so committed. And also why the program works, because they're figuring out themselves how to improve and then holding each other to account to do that. Another major lesson about what we do that's helping us to deliver really high impact at a pretty low cost is through our very great partnerships. We have all different kinds of partnerships. Our partnerships with our donors are more than just about money. They're helping us with our strategy, they're helping us with in-kind sponsorships, they're helping us in all kinds of ways. A lot of our corporate donors see us as a pipeline for students to get bursaries and also ultimately to get people that they can employ. All of our centres are based in venues that are availed free of charge by the municipalities, by schools, by churches. So we're operating in spaces that are availed, we don't have to pay rent, and this really helps us to keep our costs at minimum. And then we get a lot of amazing in-kind support. So everything from companies providing what it is that they can provide in the local community, the local Pick and Pay, giving food to our learners, the local marketing company hiring our most committed volunteers. The Answer series provides us with study guides. Everyone's chipping in to give what they can, and I think the reason for this is because we're showing them the return on their investment. They can see I'm giving food, or I'm giving books, or I'm giving time. A lot of our donors also avail staff time for volunteer mentoring because they can see the results at the end of the day. So we've been going for 10 years. This year is our 10th birthday. And my team is very, quite amazing people. They're basically superheroes. And last year we sat and thought, what does success look like? And what is it that we're actually wanting to achieve in our lifetimes? And we came up with these goals for 2030. We are working to ensure that every learner who starts grade 1 will reach matric or the equivalent, that every learner will pass that level, and that everyone will access the post-school opportunity that's going to put them on the path to earning a dignified living. Now, we obviously can't do this by ourselves. We currently only have 1,000 learners in our program. We are ramping up to scale and enroll a whole lot more, but this is not something that anybody can do alone. And so we are wanting to increase our partnerships. So just imagine if all the higher education institutions supported 5 after-school programs. We would then have 685 more branches. We currently have partnerships with all the tertiary institutions where our branches are based, and we get all kinds of amazing support. The Durban University of Technology gives scholarships to our volunteers and our most committed learners. They avail space for winter schools. All of our winter schools are held on university campuses. So there are all kinds of ways that tertiary institutions can get involved in ramping this up. If every university student volunteered, we could ensure that 4.5 million learners' academic results improve. And if everyone in South Africa who has a degree provide one-on-one mentoring, then we would have 3 million learners accessing post-school opportunities. So that's just those people. Then what about all the individuals in this country, all the companies, the community-based organizations, all the other NGOs? There's so many people and institutions and organizations and companies in this country that are trying to achieve these exact things. So we're launching an experiment. It's called our Community Collaboration Project, and we're wanting to pilot and figure out if the same way that our tutoring model works, where there's 1 tutor and 5 learners, can be emulated in the collaborative peer learning space between organizations and people running after-school tutoring and mentoring programs. So we've sent out a call for collaboration, and we've had an amazing response. And we're going to learn together. We're going to meet, we're going to share our resources, our networks, our tools. The reason why we've gone to this extra level of support is that we have open sourced our model. So you can go to the ikamvanightZone.org, and all the how-to guides, tools, and templates for what we do are available. So anyone can get on with making this happen. Ikamva started by a group of volunteers who didn't have any funding for the first 3 years. So it's really not an expensive or complicated thing to implement. And then we're hoping that just as 3 out of the 5 of our learners become volunteers, so too will the partner organizations pay forward the things that they've learned and figured out about how to achieve these kinds of results. So sending out a shout out to everybody who wants to get involved. We already partner with so many organizations, and we really wouldn't be able to do anything about what we're doing without our partnerships. And so we really know that